Okay, so let me tell you guys about the 30-minute consultation that I usually do. Now, all of you guys who are watching my videos, I give the option to actually book an appointment with me for 30 minutes where we actually deep dive into your credit report. We're going to ask you a couple of questions about, what your situation is, what are some of the incidents in the past that are holding you back. We'll investigate those derogatories and, of course, find a game plan to resolve exactly what we need to resolve. So I'll give you an example. So today we had a gentleman who called me, of course, to schedule this 30-minute consultation. And during that time, what we did was we discussed deeply about what his incidents were. And unfortunately, this gentleman went through a bankruptcy because he had issues with mortgage companies. And essentially, what ended up happening was he had to file bankruptcy because he couldn't short sell his property on time, and the foreclosing company, wasn't really working with him. So during that situation, what ended up happening is because of the situation where he was filing bankruptcy and lost his home, all the creditors he was with, what ended up happening is they actually started shutting down some of his limits and everything of that nature. And unfortunately, some of these institutions were internal institutions who offered the mortgage in the first place. So, with that said, it's critical to understand that our 30-minute consultations, when we do have them, we have to pay attention to what our game plan is going to be. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people come into the game of credit repair thinking that it's not going to be a very complicated process. You're going to just hand off everything that you need to hand off to us or whoever you're hiring, and it's done deal. It isn't a done deal because you have a lot of work to do. It's a partnership essentially, right? And I know that a lot of people do charge a decent rate, 200, 300 a month or whatever it is, and that's fine and dandy. But my pricing structure is very different. I never disclose my pricing on video or publicly because there's two reasons for that. Number one, not it's not a one size fits all type of situation, right? Like we have situations where we have to look at individuals thoroughly, understand what their situation is, and create a game plan that's really tailored to helping that person. And we have to understand that it's not just a commitment from our side to do the work. It's also a commitment from your side, or you as a customer, who's coming in to make sure that we can work together efficiently. And in order to make this partnership successful, we have to collaborate. We have to be cooperative. We have to correspond on time. A lot of individuals out there who are doing credit repair, the process stops because a lot of these people are charging monthly. And what ends up happening is they stop the process for one of two reasons. Number one, a customer no longer can commit the time to correspond because they have a lot of mail coming in, and now they have to scan that or fax it or mail it out or whatever it is, and that's causing a problem where logistically it's not a convenient spot to be. And on the other side, you have people who are essentially constantly bombarding these companies, the credit repair companies, because this customer is just too eager to get things done and they're in a rush and they want to solve the problem ASAP. So there's a fine balance between both, right? You have to correspond. If you're getting letters, especially if you're working with me, right? If you're working with me during our 30-minute consultation, I make it very straightforward, right? And keep in mind that 30 minutes is not going to solve your problems. Nobody can fix your credit in 30 minutes. It's not possible. It's just we determine whether or not you're going to be a fit for me, working with you, whether we have the same values, are we aligned? Sometimes I refuse customers for that very same reason. It's because they tell me one thing and I verify another thing. For example, somebody says, well, I filed bankruptcy for this type of thing, and actually look it up. So as I'm talking to customers sometimes, that if I know they filed bankruptcy in their state, I pull up the database and I ask them about the creditors included in that list of bankruptcies. And they're shocked. They're like, oh, how'd you know this? The thing is, I'm dealing with a business. It's very sensitive. I look at banks as my partners, right? And if they're hurt in a capacity, and even the customers are hurt, I try to create a situation where it's a win-win. I want to help them reestablish their credit, but at the same time, make sure that that mistake is not being repeated over and over again. So that's a very critical pathway to working with a successful approach to fixing credit, enhancing it, building the wealth that you need and deserve. Okay? So that 30-minute consultation, there's a couple of things you have to keep in mind. When you do reach out to me and you schedule an appointment, it's very important that you be very specific about why we're doing a call in the first place. A lot of people do this and they don't even fill out the information. And all they leave out is questions. That's not enough for me to determine whether or not I can take your call, because I have a lot of other customers who are a lot more specific about what they need. So if you're asking me to help you, assist you in understanding the game plan and understanding what you need to do and give you some sort of direction, whether we work or not together, then you need to be specific about that. And when we get on the phone, I will ask you if you're the right fit or not. I will ask you if you're committed to getting this done? Are you committed with the timeline, with your, with yourself in terms of your schedule, in addition to getting the outcome that you want? And a lot of people are scared at that time because they feel like, oh, I'm pressuring them into making a decision. I'm not pressuring anybody to make a decision. What I'm doing is I'm making sure that you're committed to get the results you're asking for and not wasting other people's time, especially my time. So I know that it's coming off a little bit harsh, but at the same time, I need you guys to understand that when it comes to credit, I believe strongly that it's the cornerstone of building wealth. So if you're not serious enough, then we don't, communicate. That's fine. You watch my videos and you take the content as it is. And if you're really serious and you want to get things done and you're not just looking for those other static credit repair companies, you want direction, you want that monthly consultation that we first start working together on your file, and you want direction and you want hand guidance and transactional guidance, then possibly I'm the right fit for you. But I have to make sure at the same time that you want to get this done the right way, that you want to get the outcome that you're looking for and you're very committed to it. Okay, so that's the breakdown of the 30-minute consultation. A lot of people have been asking me about that and what's included, and some of them emailed me, even scheduled. And like I said, for me, if you're saying just questions, that's not specific enough. So I need you guys to be elaborate, so I can review your information with you, give you a game plan, and hopefully, commit to working together on a long-term picture and building that strategic relationship as we go along. So that's the one thing I want to make it very clear for you guys. And if you're still not sure if you want to work with me or not, I invite you to check out my other videos. There's a playlist on the side. Check it out and let me know what you guys think. And if you like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you understand what I'm saying, leave me a comment below about some of the things that other credit repair companies that you felt didn't, were not up to task, were not up to speed with what I'm saying, okay? In addition to that, don't forget to subscribe to that newsletter. I'll be sending out regular content, free information that's going to help you take your credit to the next level. And with that said and done, my friends, this is Ali Taraftar, your guide and mentor. Bye for now.